Hi, my name is Angelo Tropea, and I've been writing exam prep books and teaching about different exams for a very long time. Okay, maybe not as long as the picture might suggest, but certainly more than 30 years. As you probably know, the New York City Sanitation Worker exam is already overdue. It was originally planned for 2020, but it was postponed. It will probably be rescheduled as soon as health conditions permit. Therefore, it's time to get ready. But I'm not talking about running to the gym and getting into good shape. I'm talking about preparing for the written exam so you will get the highest score you possibly can. By preparing, I mean cultivating the right attitude and the necessary knowledge. By the right attitude, I mean not thinking the exam is a general knowledge exam, and also not thinking that all you have to do to get hired is just pass the exam. Anything less than a very good score will probably not be sufficient. If there were only 2 people taking the exam and 3 jobs were available, then you would be right. But reality is different. On this go-round, more than 100,000 people are expected to file for the few thousand positions that will open up during the life of the list. An 80 or 85 or even a 90 score on the exam might not be enough. You might be surprised at the number of people who achieve a higher score and the number of people who receive more than just New York City residency credits added to their score. I cover much of that in my book, Sanitation Worker Exam, New York City. It's available online. I have added a link to the book on the angelotropeabooks.com website in the description section below. The examples used in this video come from the 2 books. Please keep in mind that this video is a general overview and a guess estimate and not a complete treatment of the possible types of questions and nuances of the subject matter. Before we start, please remember that you don't have to have a higher than a high school or equivalent education, nor do you have to be an Albert Einstein to do well on the exam. If you graduated from high school, or if you have a GED, you are capable of competing in the same ballpark as others who have higher degrees, but who go into the test thinking that they know it all and don't need to prepare. So how can you prepare for the exam? I recommend a simple 3-step process. Number 1, learn about the scope of the exam. How many questions, what type of questions, and so on. And get as many hints as possible. Number 2, practice all the different types of questions. And finally, number 3, take as many practice exams as you can. This book image is that of a companion book to the book I mentioned earlier. It has extra practice exams with explanations of all the answers. You can get more information at angelotropeabooks.com. The link is in the description section below. Most people who are really smart realize they don't know it all. There's always something more they can learn about a type of question or about how to be more careful and earn those extra points that will make the difference between getting the job or having to wait another 5 or 6 years until the next exam. Okay, we're ready to start our walkthrough of the 7 types of questions that have been on recent New York City sanitation worker exams. Please keep in mind that these question types are from prior exams. There might be changes, deletions, or additions, so you must check out the official exam announcement when it comes out. Having graduated from high school, you are probably very familiar with the first 2 types of questions, written comprehension and written expression. Written comprehension questions test your understanding of written sentences and paragraphs. This ability is necessary to understand departmental manuals and messages. The next page shows an example of a reading comprehension question. Please pause the video, read the paragraph, and answer the question before you continue with the video. Choice A is not supported by the passage. Although the statement may be true, male and female sanitation workers are not mentioned at all in the passage. Choice B is also not the answer. Although dump cycle sounds like it belongs in the passage, it is not mentioned at all. Choice C is the answer. It is supported by the sentence in the passage with words that are underlined and bold. Because choice C is the answer, choice D is therefore not the answer. The passages on the test may be longer than the above example, and more than one question may be asked regarding the passage. Be ready for anything, and always expect the unexpected. Written expression questions test your ability to correctly use English words or sentences in writing so that others will easily understand. As a sanitation worker, you may use this ability to communicate in writing, make a record of an incident, or complete a form for a specific request, such as switching a vacation day. In this type of question, you may be asked to determine if one or more sentences are grammatically correct. Now don't worry, you don't have to go back to school and get a graduate degree in English grammar. The questions will probably not be that hard, but you will be expected to know the basic rules of grammar and usage, including clarity of expression, correct spelling, and proper meaning of words, and so on. We cover a good number of these rules in our book, Sanitation Worker Exam, New York City. A link to the book is at angelotropeabooks.com. Please pause the video, read the paragraph, and answer the question before you continue with the video. The correct answer choice is D. Both sentences are not grammatically correct. Why? Because both 1 and 2 are run-on sentences. That means that each sentence is made up of 2 or more sentences that are not properly joined by a period after each sentence and a capital letter on the first letter of the first word of the following sentence. Please pause the video for a minute and notice how each run-on sentence is clearly restated as 2 sentences. Problem sensitivity questions test whether you can tell when something is wrong or is likely to go wrong. It includes being able to identify the whole problem as well as elements of the problem. This ability may be used, for example, to tell if there is something wrong with the waste collection truck, which may lead to a mechanical failure. Please pause the video, read the paragraph, and answer the question before you continue with the video. Choice A, report to the sanitation supervisor all males on his route. This is not the answer, it's wrong. All males is too broad of a description. Choice B is also not the answer. Report to the sanitation supervisor all males and females wearing black t-shirts. It's wrong because females were not reported as suspects. Also, all males is too broad of a description. Choice D is also not the answer. Report to the sanitation supervisor all persons smoking cigarettes in public. It's wrong because the description is too broad and probably not directly associated with the person being sought. The correct answer, of course, is C. Report to the sanitation supervisor all males on the street who are about 5 feet 9 inches tall and wearing a black t-shirt and black pants. This is the best answer. The description is most specific and unlikely to describe many people. Information ordering questions test how well you can follow correctly a rule or set of rules or actions in a certain order. The rule or set of rules are stated. The things or actions to be put in order can include numbers, letters, words, pictures, procedures, sentences, and mathematical or logical operations. This ability may be used, for example, to understand the correct order in which a plow must be assembled and attached to a truck. The following is one type of information ordering question. Please pause the video, read what follows, and answer the question before you continue with the video. The answer is C. The sentences will read in a logical order that clearly conveys the procedure. Please pause the video and read the sentences before continuing. Deductive reasoning questions ask you to apply general rules to specific problems and come up with logical answers. It involves deciding if an answer makes sense. This ability may be used to determine, for example, which type of waste to collect based on specific waste collection rules. Please pause the video and answer the question before you continue with the video. The correct answer is C. This is clearly stated in line 1 and line 4 above. The other answers are not correct for the reasons stated. If you selected one of the incorrect choices, please pause the video and read the explanations for each answer. Spatial orientation questions may require you to determine where you are in relation to the location of some object or where the object is in relation to you. This ability may be used to determine where to drive to reach a destination located a few blocks away. Please pause the video, read what follows, and answer the question before you continue with the video. The answer is C. You would be closest to number 5. The arrows indicate the route. Visualization questions ask you to imagine how something would look when it is moved around or when its parts are moved or rearranged. It requires the forming of mental images of how patterns or objects would look after certain changes, such as unfolding or rotation. One has to predict how an object, set of objects, or pattern will appear after the changes have been carried out. This ability may be used, for example, to assemble a plow based on an illustration. Please pause the video, read what follows, and answer the question before you continue with the video. The answer is C. Choice A has 7 pieces instead of 8, as in the dissected rectangle. Choice B has 1 piece in the lower right-hand corner that does not match any of the pieces in the dissected rectangle. Choice D also has 7 pieces instead of 8, as in the dissected rectangle. The correct answer is C. All the pieces match. Okay, you have completed a walkthrough. But is that enough? Imagine that you have walked through a forest for the first time. You have gotten a general sense, but you probably can't remember all the different types of trees and shrubs, some of which you have not even seen. And you certainly cannot be sure that there are no dangerous animals lurking in the bush. To get a greater knowledge, you need to walk the forest again and again. And even better, walk the forest with an expert guide, leading the way and pointing out what you need to know. I hope you found this video useful. If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you won't miss the next video. Also, check out our books at angelotropeabooks.com. The link is in the description section below. Good luck!